Hello, everybody. This is not going to be a real long video, or live, whatever. I just wanted to come on. I just walked in from filling bird feeders, and I found these two skeins of sugars and cream sitting on my desk. And apparently, Scott stopped at the Goodwill in the town where he works and found these for me today. So I got to put the receipt with the check ledger and. Let's see. I have never seen sugars and cream in gray. So this is new to me. And then this didn't have a label, but it's kind of it's not pure white and it's not cream. So maybe like a winter white or can't remember what that other, just the off from pure white. So hi Kathy, hi Teresa, hi Sharon, hi Janet, hi Teresa again. So I just went in the back earlier today and I pulled out all my little skeins that I have left that are this size. Now I have some skeins that are on cones or that are cones and such. But I want to use up the smaller balls first. So this is what Scott just got me, and I have a skein of the pure white. See what I mean? How this one's not quite pure white, more of an oatmeal. But this is what I pulled from my stash. I've got a big ball of white, and then I've got this one. It is called Faded Denim, and this, oh, I got my hook in there. Let's see. This one's called Tie-Dye Stripes. So this will work out stripes. And then I've got this one, which is called Quilt Colors. That light is really bright. It's washing me out, I think. So I'm going to just turn it to this other wall. See if that does a little better. I've got the skein. It's Shaded Pastels. And I've got this one. Westport. Kind of sun and sand. This one doesn't have a label, but it's thinner than these. So I'm not sure what the brand is. I don't know that this is cotton even. I'll work it up. I might make baby bath towels with that instead. Now, I want to save that one till last. And then I've got two, and I got these at Joann's in 2006 when I worked there for $1.50 a skein. These are Americana. And then I think this is the same as this one. Yeah, those two are the same. So the Shaded Pastels. And now I have a ton of skeins of this green. And it's the Shades of Green. And I mean, I have like 15 to 20 skeins of just this color. But I'm planning to use these up, then use up the cones. And then I have some larger skeins that are like a regular skein of yarn, but this is all I have left of the smaller skeins. So that was kind of neat that Scott brought me some fresh skeins to choose from. This one might get set aside. It just has a little bit different texture than these others. It's probably just a different brand. Can I get them all in my little box? Maybe. All right. So these are what I'm going to be working on with dishcloth. So lucky me. I've been saving the label patterns. And then today I got this bright idea that I would separate the knitting patterns from the crochet patterns. And then I got to thinking, I don't want to glue these in. So what I've done is I've laminated them. So these are the crochet patterns that I have. This is for a dishcloth. And this is for a bag. And this is for a dishcloth and a pot holder. And this one is another dishcloth. Tippy has found a button. Let me have the button. Oh, there's another one. You guys keep finding buttons from Howard's Big Fiasco. I don't want them to swallow a button. So now this is a knit dishcloth. Kitchen cotton dishcloths knitted. I didn't pay attention to whether these are the exact same pattern or not, but I don't care. If I've come across one that's a repeat, I might throw it in some Happy Mail. This is for a knitted bath mitt. And this is a bath mitt, but I didn't look at it too closely to see if it's the same pattern. But there's a picture of the bath mitt, which I think is a neat idea. And then this is, the stitch is the thing, hat and scarf. And that's the hat and scarf pattern. And that's one reason I didn't want to glue them down, because some of the labels do have the picture of what the dishcloth or whatever is supposed to look like. So I got the idea that I would just put them through the laminator, punch a hole, and then I just got some small book rings out. And this way, yes, it did. The only thing is, Kathy was asking if my repair worked. The only thing is I was trying to hurry too much. And one of my P's is slightly off, but I used to grab this by the letters to move it around, and I can't do that anymore because I'm afraid the E6000 might not hold the weight. This is really heavy. So H and A were okay, but this P, I got a little crooked, but look, it's on there. They're on there good because I left the tape, I had put the tape over them, and I held them in place for several days before I took the tape off. And I can see on the back here, there's a little chip out of this P. But other than that, it looks pretty good. But, that just goes to show that even if your happiness gets interrupted, it can always be mended. It might not be the same level of happiness, but it's still happy. Yes, I'm happy with it. So I've been cleaning up a little bit in my room, and so I wanted to share these thrifty bits. So let's move on from the yarn. And this was a trip we did a few days back, and Scott found these little pots for $2, and he thought they would be perfect for seed starting. He said he's going to pop some holes in the bottom so they'll drain. See, look at there. They kind of look like they're supposed to clip onto something. They've got like this little ledge here, like clip up into something. I don't know. But anyway, he got those for $2. Yeah, $2. And then I spotted these, and it says maybe he took one out of here. No, it doesn't look like it. It says it's a 3-pack, but it's not. But we got this for $5. These are the self-test ground fault circuit interrupters. These are very expensive at Lowe's. And for us to get even, I think there's 2 in here, not 3. Let me see if I can find a knife and we'll open it. Scott thought there was 3 of them in here. But even if it's just one, because they're like $30, there's 2 of them in there. And Adele had let us know that one of these is not working in the garage up at the little house. So we need to let her know not to buy one, because we thrifted 2 for $5 instead of her going and paying $30 for one. So that was those 2 were a good deal for Scott. And then got to put my reusable bag back in the car or the truck so I can use it again. I found these, and I thought these could be fun for us to play. I got it for $2. They are general knowledge quiz cards, and I thought how fun these could be if we were doing like a Dirty Dozen or something. I could mix one of these cards in occasionally, and I'm sorry about my hands looking so bad. It's dry weather, and my hands are just splitting because I just was outside. Oh, I don't think these have even been opened. They still have the original seals here on the ends that I didn't see before. So for $2, and I still have the other game. If it's I think it's called Is This Fact or Crap? I still have those cards. So let's just see what one of these is like. Oh, they've never been used. They still have the plastic on them. The inside plastic. Oh, wow. Wasn't it a good deal on those? Because I looked at it and I said, aren't these really expensive at the parts store? Or at the Lowe's or Home Depot? All right. So let's put these back in the box. My sister is taking me out for my birthday on my birthday next month. So the birthday I'm having this year is falling on the same day of the week that I was born. Because I was born on a Sunday. My birthday falls on a Sunday this year. So Robin said, can I take you out to lunch on your birthday? So yeah. How to play. Divide your players into 2 teams. You can now take it in turns to ask the competing team a multiple choice question. The correct answer is highlighted all the way through. The teams are awarded 1 point for each correct answer. The first team to 20, or the team who wins the most amount of points in 15 minutes, is the winner. So this is supposed to be like a rapid fire kind of game. So let's pull one from the back and see how smart you guys are. I'm only going to ask a couple of these. All right. Okay, so it's multiple choice, because Americans, we love our multiple choice questions. Who was the author of Das Kapital? Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Max Weber, or Vladimir Lenin? Who wrote Das Kapital? Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Max Weber, or Vladimir Lenin? Does anybody know? I guess I could have said A, Karl Marx, B, Friedrich Engels, C, Max Weber, or D, Vladimir Lenin. All right, Sharon's saying Vladimir Lenin. Stitch It Pam says Max. Any other guesses? Karl Marx. Karl Marx wrote that. Let's do a couple more. See if we know these. Which sort of coats are traditionally fastened with toggles rather than buttons? A, a coat of arms. B, raincoats. C, duffel coats. Or D, house coats? A, coat of arms. B, raincoats. C, duffel coats. Or D, house coats? Pam gets it. Ding, ding, ding. It's a duffel coat. I'm going to do one more. What was the first name that Nissan cars were sold under? A, Honda. B, Datsun. C, Daewoo. Or D, Toyota? Do you remember? It was Dotson. Correct. So see, these could be fun if I'm just going to mix these in the middle. If we wanted to, throw one of these in occasionally when we're playing another game. But for $2, I thought that would be fun to do. And then the other thing I wanted to share is in January, Lisa at the One Lisa show was doing the challenge to finish your whips. And it didn't matter what your whips were as long as they were started before the new year. And I finished the little dress that I'd had in the works for probably 2 years. But I finished it and I actually won a prize, and I won a $25 gift certificate to Dick Blick. So I ordered something I wanted, and then it wasn't quite to the full amount. So I went ahead and ordered something else. So I had the gift certificate, which was $25, and then I had to pay a little bit more to get both items. But I've got these. They're the new Dina Wakley neons. And I thought, because I saw a project where somebody had used these. Like, have you seen that painting of it's like Scotland cow, the ones with that are real shaggy and have the long horns and all? And somebody had done a picture of one of those and then used some of these to like bring out some high points. So these are the neons. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? So they're the scribble sticks. And I think it's in either you love these or you don't like them. Anne says she's not real impressed with them. I love them. I have the original color set, but I thought the neons would be so much fun to play with. So I'm going to add a new prompt card that says use neons, because I have neon paint and I have neon crayons now. And they come in this wonderful little tin. And to use these, the lids make great palettes, because what you can do is you can take your scribble stick and scribble on here, and then take a wet paintbrush and activate it, and it makes the watercolor in your lid. There is color on that lid. You can see there. You can see. And if I had a wet brush, I'd show you, but I don't have one currently. And then the other thing that I picked up, this was in the clearance area on Dick Blick, and it's liners with heavy body paint for abstract work. And it's the basic colors, red, yellow, and blue. And then you get white and black. So you could mix colors, and then you could add white to get your tints, or add blacks to get your shades. So that's how you do the tints and shades. So these are going to be fun to use too. It's in a 3D applicator. So you can put dots down with this. You can draw lines with it. It's just, it's like a fine liner. It is a fine liner. Oh, man. Oh, it's a tab. I want to cut that, though, because that'll irritate me. Let me just pull one out. Just cut that tab off, because they'll probably come out of this box anyway. And we'll just open it so you can see what the tip looks like. See, it's got, see that? Look, I can make little black dots on myself. Oh, this is going to be fun to play with. Look at that. And they kind of stand up. Oh, these are going to be fun. They are called Abstract Innovative Acrylics by Sennelier, Sennelier. And it's a 3D liner. So I think those will be fun to play with. Because even these, you could use these at the very end of a painting just to add some texture to another layer of texture to something. Or if you did some paper piecing work, you could use these to add more dimension. So I think these are going to be something I really like. And they're a heavy body paint. Ooh. Do I have something I can clean up with now I made a mess? So I think that's everything that I wanted to go over because I need to finish cleaning up. I did start some hearts today. Hello, pastry queen. Let me grab the hearts. I have that big grocery bag of scraps left over from the Project Dress-A-Girl dresses this year. So these are what I won from Lisa's, one Lisa Show's challenge to finish your whips. So keep that in mind for next January. If you have any whips, projects you started before the end of the year, check on Lisa at One Lisa Show next January because she seems to do this. This is the second year she's done it. But I started with a muslin base and I pulled my Project Dress-A-Girl scraps out and I actually machine piece these, and this has got a raw edge, but I'm going to put a piece of lace there or something, or some fancy stitches. These are going to be for the I Found a Quilted Heart project, where you print these labels off from their website and they come in a big sheet. You print them off from their website. Do not, if you do this, do not add don't add any writing or additional words or anything. To participate in the I Found a Quilted Heart project, it has to be just their labels. It's a couple sisters started this, and this is how you can, if your hearts are found, they have to go to the website that's on the little card and just record that they found a quilted heart. And just check in occasionally if you've abandoned some hearts in public places. To see if your heart found a home. The ones that I put out on Valentine's Day, I have not seen them pop up on their website yet. So I don't know if they were found or not. But what I did is I actually made little tags. I put the labels, I cut them apart, and then I mounted them on a piece of card stock that I formed into a tag. And then I put these a little bit of ways in one of those laminating sheets with a little piece of double-sided tape on the back, and I just kind of stuck them around so that they would stay in where I wanted them. And then I ran them through and then cut them out and punched a hole so I can put them on my quilted hearts. And then if I'm out in the public or if we go on a hike or something, I can just abandon one of these hearts and see if it gets found. There was one story on the website that I thought was so special, and I wanted to share that. It was a young couple. They'd just gotten married. They were on their honeymoon, and I think it was in Hawaii. And they came around a corner going somewhere, and on their honeymoon, they found a quilted heart. So how does that go? Anyway, so I'm going to add embroidery or lace or embroidery and lace to these. And then I'll put a piece of batting that's slightly bigger than this heart and a backing fabric. And I will blanket stitch this heart to the batting and the back so that it'll be stitched. All the layers will be stitched together, and this will have a pretty edging on it. I'll show these before I abandon them. But these are the ones, and I just did these on my sewing machine. And I think I have a problem with my sewing machine because this tension seems to be messed up. I need to rethread the machine. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. I just started piecing, and what I would do is, like any other like log cabin or wonky log cabin or strips or whatever. I started in the middle and worked my way out, adding the pieces on. And that is what I'm going to do with these. So I've got 6 here ready for stitching and then putting together. I just like to put the little cotton batting and then some muslin or white on white fabric on the back, or even red on the back fabric, and then put the hearts on it and layer it. Of course, you include a ribbon hanger so you can hang it somewhere. And they just ask that you don't put it inside a business. It has to be something that's like a park, or you could put it at the library. Maybe ask the librarian so they don't, they know the hearts are there, so they don't accidentally throw them away. But those are a fun project to do. So those were what I was going to share with you, and then I'm going to let you go. So thank you, guys. Let me see if I missed anything. Pam is smart. I want her on my team. And I haven't done any more with the quilt blocks that I put together yesterday. I got sidetracked with trying to clean up. All right. Do you see them? I'm not sure what you were asking, Teresa. I missed it. I'm sorry. Oh, do you sew them then cut? No, I actually had cut out muslin hearts, and I just stitched to this. And if it went off the edge, after you press it down pretty good, and then I turned it over and I just followed the heart and just stitched the edge, and then I just trimmed my fabric away that was over the edge, and that's how they come out like that. Let's see. You found a heart? That's so cool, Leanne. Oh, that's cool. So that probably wasn't part of their program, because on here, even on the instructions that come with the sheet of labels, it says not to add anything, like a personal message or anything, just their label that says, I need a home. I found a quilted heart. And then it does www.ifaqh.com or hashtag IFAQH. So that's the actual program the two sisters started. I know other people, I know Janet Nash and I have both done Hearts of Love, and, dropped them for that. And then I found this program that's online for the I Found a Quilted Heart program. So anyway, it's just one of those fun things you can do with your scraps, and then leave it somewhere, And they said never put like a whole bunch of them anywhere. Just put them in different places so that it's not like you're bombarding an area with a bunch of hearts. They have to be hard to find, because there's supposed to be a sneaky little drop and go type, thing. Half of the fun is trying to figure out, where can I put these that somebody's going to see them, but you can't put a bunch of them out all in one place. So if you have like public lands where people are free to walk, and there's, you don't want to litter, but if it's a public walkway, like down at the river walk, I could put some out down there, maybe one at each end. Or, the walkway we have along the river here is miles and miles and miles. There's a couple men, they run the river trail like 2 or 3 times. They just run it down and back up. And it's probably, by the time they're done, they've probably done 24 miles, because I think it's 6 miles long. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. I've blathered on, and I know Beth is on. And she's painting tonight. So if you guys want to go paint something with Beth, it's a lot of fun to paint along with Beth. I've done that. So I will see you guys. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, but if something, pops in my head, I might. All right. Take care. Good night.